I'd like to talk to you guys about four major trends going on in India right now. I am traveling right now and I'm currently located in India. And these are the four major trends that I'm seeing will impact the country a lot in the next coming decade or two, and that we can all capitalize on wherever, irrespective of where you are in the world, including the US. So the first one is the real estate boom. India just crossed China as the most populous nation last year in April, and people are mostly moving to the cities. And the cities have a huge high rise luxury living population boom. So, because of that, there's construction going on everywhere. There's high rises everywhere. As I was driving from the airport to my sister's house, I was looking up all the time from all the way from the airport to their house because there's so many high rises now. It's looking like it's going to become like the next Hong Kong. This is in Hyderabad, although it's not going to be that big, but it's huge. There's a lot of development going on. So for experienced real estate investors from the US, you could participate in several different ways. You could, of course, do direct investment. You could invest in REITs, real estate investment trusts. That way, you don't have to be actively involved, you're passively involved, right? You can participate by providing tech solutions. Real estate industry in the US is much more mature, so you can offer solutions from the US market down here in India. And then like solutions like property management solutions, virtual tours, AI driven analytics softwares and things like that, right? And advisory services. There's a lot of scope for that. But you can also do joint ventures. You can also do private equity investments into these real estate development funds and things like that. So that's one area, the real estate boom that's humongous. The second thing is the actual demographics, the trends in the demographics itself. The overall population is very young, but 40% of the population is under age 28, I think. I don't know if you can hear that. That's construction. I just told you there's a lot of construction going on. There is some construction going on upstairs right now, and I'm sure you guys can hear that. So anyway, coming to demographics, because the population is young and a lot of the population is cosmopolitan, there's also not a lot of communication barriers. Well, at least not communication barriers due to language anyway. Most of the population speaks English. So you have a huge population that is educated, they're specialized, and it's a young generation that is craving um, for flourishment, basically. So they're available for you to employ them, basically. So if you're looking to innovate, this is a huge talent pool that you cannot ignore. So you'd want to create a strategy and systems to hire people from India. So that's the second thing, the real estate population boom. And then the second thing is the demographic trend. The third one is the overall demand for business systems in general. Because of the growing population and because such a large population, there is a lot of demand for different types of services and products. And we've been innovating businesses and systems in the US for decades now. You can bring those things to a country like India, and right now there's also not a lot of regulatory restrictions, so you can invest. You can bring franchises that are mature from the US to India, and people will eat them up. The population here is very brand loyal, so if something's good, they're popular, people are going to buy a lot and they're going to stick to your brand. So all the hundreds and hundreds of franchises or other types of systems that have been developed in the US, you can bring them here and you can easily scale and you can easily get to profitability and beyond very easily because the population is so big. There are so many niches you can serve in this size population. So scaling is easy. So that's the third one. Real estate boom, the demographics shifts, and which is the young population and the overall business systems demand. The fourth one is the contract manufacturing boom. This is also a huge one. So right now, there is a big shift happening with contract manufacturing away from China because of all the political environment that is going on right now and the regulatory environment within China. So a lot of companies are looking to shift away from China and they're looking for other places, and India is where they're coming to. Walmart already shifted a lot of their sourcing to India from China, and there are many other companies also doing that. I actually met somebody on the way from US to India, and her company hires, they actually place full-time employees in India. These are US people that live in India as full-time employees, and they work and get paid in US salaries. There's about 12 of them, I think. um, Pardon me for the construction noise, but anyway, all they do is they source products for their clients in the US. They're essentially filtering the factories in India. And think of all the different sectors, right? There's home decor, there's textiles industry, there's leather goods, there's spices, pharma, anything you can think of, they can be sourced from India. There's the big manufacturing sector here, which is also growing, and you can source better products from here. And you can also set up the infrastructure, just like this other company that I was talking about, for sourcing. And there's a lot of money to be made in that as well. So that's another thing. So those are the four big trends I'm seeing right now: the real estate boom, the young demographic, which is a highly talented and skilled demographic. The third one is the demand for overall business products, services, and systems, and the contract manufacturing boom. These are really big. So, given that we live in a global economy, it makes sense to capitalize on these things and actually use the resources available to you. So, there's a lot of scope to make good money in all these areas.